Third line of evidence is apparitions, apparitions of the dead. You might call these ghosts, and I know Matt over here, he scorns at ghosts. I wouldn't call them ghosts just because ghosts might have a different definition, but an apparition would be some kind of a spirit being that would appear to another in a form. Usually it's ethereal of some sort, you couldn't touch it. There are a number of these that have corroborating evidence. I know a person who experienced one. In fact, I've known her for about 25 years. Her and her husband, Pat and Doug Ferguson, are really good friends of my wife and I. And Pat, when she was 14 years old, she was asleep and was awakened one Sunday morning, early in the morning, and it was dark, and she figured, oh, I'll go back to sleep. She closed her eyes, and when she opened her eyes, there was this face of a girl about 3 to 6 feet in front of her, I forgot which. About 3 to 6 feet in front of her, a girl she hadn't seen for several years, but was a friend of her, had been a friend of hers. And it scared her. It was illuminated, and it had a frightful look on her face. So she was really afraid. She closed her eyes, figured she was hallucinating or dreaming, and opened them, and it was still there. And she closed her eyes, bit her tongue, pinched herself, did this a couple times, opened her eyes. The face was still there. Finally, pretty scared, she closed her eyes. She did the last thing she knew how to do. She prayed the Lord's Prayer, and when she opened her eyes, the face was gone. She looked over the clock. It was 2:30 Sunday morning. Monday comes and goes. Tuesday morning, she gets up. She comes down for breakfast. Her mom's fixing breakfast. Her dad is reading the paper. He takes the paper, puts it down, turns it around, pushes it toward Pat, and says, Pat, do you know this girl right here? Pat said, yeah, why? She died. What happened? Well, she was at the Scope. That's a big, a center where they play basketball games and hockey games and stuff, an arena. And Saturday night, she had gone to a Loggins and Messina concert. After the concert, she was up in the top row and talking to some friends, leaning up against a curtain. And she thought there was a wall behind the curtain, but there wasn't. So when she leaned back, she fell down 20 feet on concrete. They took her to the hospital, and she died 2:30 Sunday morning. That's kind of freaky. It's spooky. I mean, how do you have it that the face of that person shows up right there in the room in front of her at 2:30, the very moment that she had died? It's very difficult to explain under an atheistic worldview. Very easy under theism.